Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coral Seymour Park. We are here today getting ready for another doubleheader between the Oilers and the Miners. But we have a special surprise for everybody here in the first two innings as well. Usually we have me and Reese up here. Today we're going to be holding it down with somebody who was up on the bump yesterday, Christian Seelhorst. Going to be up here with me. Christian, how you feeling before your first broadcast?
I'm not gonna lie here. I'm a little nervous, but I think I was born ready for this. I like to talk and get very excited watching baseball. And these first two innings are gonna be a blast up here with you. And I think it's gonna be a good day for the Miners to take two. I feel like my mom, she's listening to this before the game starts. I like to shout you out, and that's your horse. Thank you for everything you've done. We'll be seeing you here shortly. July 2nd, she flies into Anchorage, and she'll be at the ballpark every day watching me and the boys play.
So let's take two. That seems to be the phrase I've heard going around the clubhouse over and over again. Obviously, being put into two doubleheaders can kind of wear on a team, but you guys are really taking it aggressively. Where did let's take two come from?
I feel like it's just a common saying whenever there's a doubleheader in any baseball event, especially in school ball. For me, our conference is two doubleheaders back-to-back days. So it's always good to sweep the day and win two and gain some lead in the standings. And we're only half a game out of first place. You know that?
Yeah, I do. Currently, the Chinooks sit at 9-5. Your Matsu Valley Miners sitting at 8-5. Both teams really hot right now. Obviously, the Chinooks beat the Pilots. You guys getting some nice, necessary wins against the Oilers. A chance to add even more here today. What you were seeing on the bump the other day, you were able to go a strong 4 innings. Didn't give up much of anything. I believe only 2 hits in those entire time. What's something that you really recognized about your opponent when you were up on the mound?
Just getting ahead with the fastball. I mean, if I can start locating my fastball inside, outside, I got a lot of run with my fastball, and I had the ball real well, and got a lot of late life to it. Kind of makes it harder to hit whenever you're spotting up a fastball that runs, and then coming with a fastball that's a little bit flatter, that up in the zone. Uh, it's hard to hit. I didn't really have to use much of my slider yesterday. Just attacking the hitters, getting them out with the fastball. But whenever I gave up the triple, 2 outs in the third inning, I had to come back with that slider when they weren't expecting it, and was able to get the punch out.
Getting ready out there in the field is the Peninsula Oilers. Their outfield from left to right is going to be Garrett Pennington, Dylan Ditzenberger, and Andrew Soikel in right field. Moving from third to first, left to right, we have Cole Moore, the new product added to the lineup at third base. Trevor Antoinson is going to be over at short. John Olmstead back in the starting lineup once again. Is going to be at second base with Henry Novicki at first. We got Taylor Johnson sitting behind the plate, and Orselli is going to be starting on the mound. We will be right back with your Miners hitting rotation right after the national anthem and a brief break. Welcome back here to Coral Seymour Park. We are getting ready with Andre Urshela standing on the mound for the Oilers to start out today. Andre Urshela coming from a school by the name of Ball State University. For anybody unfamiliar, coming from the same state as me, a good old Indiana Hoosier. But on the other side, the Matsu Miners walking up a very similar lineup to yesterday. Bermudez leading off, Morozic in the 2-hole, and Rother in the 3. Those seem to be the new go-to 1-2-3, wouldn't you say, for the lineup?
I agree. I mean, can't go wrong with Casey in the 3-hole. He's been very consistent with us, and I feel like he's one of our best bats that we have right now. I think 1 through 9 were pretty solid. We had a little rough spot when everyone new came into town, but I feel like everyone was just trying to get adjusted to the time zone and everything.
And right now, David Bermudez got a few big hits in their game the other night. Going to be looking to do the same here today.
He had that home run, too.
He blasted that home run over the left field fence, and you could really seem to see a shift in his emotion since then, too. Got a lot more confidence in the way he walks, the way he's presenting himself around the clubhouse, and you just love to see that for a ball player.
Yeah, he had a tough go around his first few games as a minor. He was really hitting the ball well, but just couldn't find any holes. But in yesterday's ball games, he definitely came through for the minors.
And anytime the players within your rotation aren't normally hitting as well, obviously JD got some hits too, Thompson got some hits down. It kind of just re-energizes everybody else. It feels like it's a spark plug into the lineup almost.
I agree.
Right now, Bermuda is behind in a small count, 1-2. Going to be looking to get something in play here. Obviously, not going to be in a favorable count. Going to be facing any number of put-away pitches from Urshela. Solid contact there, though, but it's going to be lined out almost instantly. Nice grab there by John Olmstead.
Yeah, that's how his first few games went as a minor. He gets good contact, but his defender's just right at him. Some tough luck there.
As a hitting coach, I'm almost more excited and more okay with them getting out with a line out just because you know they're making solid contact. They're seeing the ball well enough. Tough out one there for the Miners, but regardless, bringing up Morozic to the plate, someone who doesn't seem to struggle to getting on base himself either.
He's a little sneaky guy. He likes to lay down some bunts every once in a while too. He's got wheels on him, and he's got some power as we've seen. He's gone off the wall a few times in Palmer, and wouldn't be surprised if he did it right here.
That one going to be taking outside. It's going to be ball one, evening up the count at 1-1. Morozic coming into this game boasting a 2.63 ERA. One of the stronger ones on the team, who before yesterday was only batting .210, raising that average yesterday with plenty of hits. Morozic ready to take a 1-1. That one's going to be taken outside again. For a team that has the green light to swing almost every pitch, this team does seem to demonstrate some pretty good plate vision as well.
I agree. I really think we see the ball pretty well.
Morozic getting ready in a 2-1 now, looking to really put himself into a favorable count. Swinging low at that one, almost golfing it out of there. Sending a souvenir maybe to Coach Casey Sherman there on the third baseline.
I see here that it says Urshela was a bullpen arm for Ball State this year, so this is a little rare occurrence. You get to see a bullpen arm starting. Maybe his coach wanted him to get some work as a starter. Maybe he's going to be one of their guys next year.
What's been really interesting so far in the ABL, as he takes ball 3 there, making it a full count as well for Morozic. But a lot of pitchers from their college season, even if they were more of a closer or a bridge man, they could put into a lot of starting positions up here to get more exposure and almost work on their stamina. It works out for some people, others not so much, as Morozic is at least going to stay alive there, going to bury that one in the dirt for a foul ball. But yeah, you definitely get more exposure and almost get a different chance. Obviously, you've kind of translated it pretty straightforward over into the ABL so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is my first year as a starter, and Morozic fouls another one off.
He's
at AB right here.
He's staying alive up there. That's 7 pitches this AB.
Yeah, going transitioning from a reliever my first 2 years in college to the starter this year, it's definitely been a lot on a change of stamina, to say the least.
Oh, I'm sure it leaves you plenty more sore for days like today, the day after. Mrozik, man, what an at bat. He's going to work himself back into it, get a base on balls. First base runner of the game as well for the Miners.
Brings up Casey Rothers. I mean, I'd say he's one of the best hitters in all the ABL right now.
Right now, only trailing Ethan Mann of the Glacier Pilots when it comes to batting average. And for the first time in the past couple games, below 400. That's no knock on Casey Rother by any means. He is batting at 388, and he has consistently been the most reliable bat in this rotation.
I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go yard today. The wind's blowing hard out to left. I mean, had some pitchers BP. I think we had 8 home runs, something like that.
Yeah, I lost $50 in that BP. For anyone at home that's curious, Michael Paul, I owe you $50.
I did not hit a home run, Mom. I'm sorry I disappointed you.
I'm honestly disappointed I didn't end up paying you because I probably would have earned it back in poker. I'm going to go for a quick pickoff there. Mrozik, a bit too speedy, too. And not surprising to see him actually concerned about Mrozik leading the Miners in stolen bases so far this year. When he gets on, he's almost trying to guarantee a steal at second. Rother getting ready for a 1-0 count.
There he goes.
Gets down. Gets the tag in time, too. Mrozik, a bit of a late jump there. Nice delivery from behind the plate. Taylor Johnson going to get him out with a solid throw there.
My guy Roberto, he's the third base umpire in this game. He's from Somerset, Pennsylvania, which is pretty close to my hometown of Pittsburgh. Very nice guy. And,
is that Roberto Patterson?
I'm not sure his last name, but he's a very consistent umpire. Umpired in the minor leagues. I'm trying to get him to dance with me one of these times, but I don't know if he's going to do it by the end of the summer.
Hey, you can always... It's hard to say no, especially when you got as enticing moves as you do, but right now, Miners facing a chance at a 1-2-3 after Mrozik caught stealing. Rother gets some contact there, though, to stay alive. He's always been pretty good at avoiding completely stalling momentum on offense as well. Rother, even if there's no one ahead of him on the bases, he tends to get on by whatever means necessary.
Wouldn't be surprised if Orselli comes with the slider away from the outside corner here and a little poke to right field.
Rother gonna see almost the exact pitch you had called. I think he saw that a bit ahead of Orselli, though. Is not gonna swing, instead gonna check himself, evening up the count at 2-2. It's always nice to have the mind of a pitcher up here, though.
I think I already have the Oilers signs. I'm not confident, though.
Always a solid advantage. If you get it, Rother, meanwhile, just chipping away.
Foul another one off.
Doing what he does to stay alive at the plate right now. Rother, with a chance for his 20th hit of the ABL season, also with his at-bat, should he get something to land, as we also see the Oilers mascot coming into the grandstand now.
Was he here yesterday?
I don't believe he was, but he's kind of...
He's bringing the pep to his step.
Yeah, he's really walking with some swaggers. This one's going to take a slow bounce. Rother going to be thrown out at the plate. Nice contact there. Almost got a dribble infield shot, but instead it's going to be a ground out 6-3, as that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Miners. Going to be back up to them on defense. Daniel Naughton's going to be taking over the bump today.
It might not be Willie Day, fans, but it is Danny Day.
It is Danny Day. We'll be right back with coverage of that in just a bit here at Coral Seymour Park. Be sure to tune back in for the bottom of the first. Welcome back here to Coral Seymour Park as we are getting ready for the bottom of the first. I'm still joined here by Miners starting pitcher Christian Sealhorse. Seal seems to really be enjoying his time in the booth, staying his way out of the elements of the weather, but also supporting his team back here.
I'm just excited to be up here. I mean, I don't get to do this very often, so I'm excited to be with you folks and hope you're enjoying my time with you guys. And still going to say let's take two.
Still an early chance to get started, but now we get to see what Daniel Naughton has for us on the mound.
Yeah, his first pitch coming in at 91.
I think Naughton's trying to keep pace with the rest of the team out here. You were throwing 90s the other day. Willie hit 92 for the max in his game. Naughton trying to make sure he doesn't get left behind with the party here.
I agree. As he falls 2-0 here, I would expect that. I'm not sure who's up to the plate. Is this Moore? Cool Moore, yeah. He's the one that hit a triple off me yesterday. I'm going to be surprised if he's hunting the fastball right here and Naughton comes with a changeup.
Cole Moore, one of the newer ads just like Pennington as well. Moore at least has gotten contact, got a single in the second game of the doubleheader as well yesterday. Seems to really be seeing it well for only his first few ABs, but the best thing he can do right now is help his team with the leadoff hit. Miners looking to get their first out quickly.
He just misses a little low and in, and Naughton falls behind 3-1. He's a Gonzaga product.
You know what they say about those dogs?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. 3-1 there. Laser's going to be right past JD Urso at second. Looking to cut him off. Won't allow him to get to second, but it will be another base hit. Cole Moore, 3 straight games with hits against the Miners. And now a man stands at first.
I wouldn't be surprised if they bunt here.
Suicide squeeze, driving forward.
I feel like we'll get a sacrifice bunt here. Oilers like to get guys in scoring position, especially they haven't really got base runners early. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen a bunt here, but I didn't see any signs from the third base coach.
Daniel Naughton's going to start this one off with the ball once again. Getting ahead of hitters, obviously one of the most important things as a pitcher. Helps you get through these innings a lot faster. Naughton looking to even up the count with this next one. Only came into this one pitching 6.1 innings so far this season. His second real chance for extended exposure as this one's fouled off.
Evens up the count 1-1. No, Daniel does not own a pair of weight bands. I've been bothering him all this whole time here in Alaska. He does not own weight bands.
How many times have you asked him at this point and gone through the entire vine?
I think it's every day. I mean, I think he's kind of getting tired of me asking him. But I enjoy messing with him, having some fun.
I imagine it can't be the worst he's had it. When that was in its prime, he was probably every day.
He said he was getting a lot of hate.
This one's going to be shut right back once again. It is going to land. This time he's going to get right in front of Morozic. 2 batters, 2 hits so far for the Oilers. Both singles. Men at first and second now with John Olmsted coming up to the plate. John Olmsted, of course, the pinch hitter that extended the game against Will Johnson, eventually would be left on base there, but obviously possesses the power to drive in some runs right now.
I'm not going to lie, I like his walk-up song. I mean, it's kind of a good vibe, and I really like to see us roll double play here, though. I'm rooting against him. Miners guy.
There is reason to be a Miners guy, considering your position with the team. Right now, Naughton facing his first jam of the game in the first inning. Naughton going to be hitting him with some heat down low. Yeah.
He's a 3-hole hitter. I'm surprised the 3-hole hitter is going to lay one down here. I mean, maybe it was just a fake to see if our third baseman would charge and I guess get a steal real quick, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again.
Did lower it back down, but was within the zone. Going to be an 0-1 count now. Naughton likely going to be looking for that double play ball as this one's going to be down. Delivers it to first for the safe out. and we'll get him away. That's going to be John Olmsted being the first out of the bottom of the first.
We'll act like Dan did not drop that on the way back.
It's a sacrifice bunt in the books to move forward the base runners. But John Olmsted going down now and also eliminating the chance at a double play ball.
And leaves the Oilers with runners on second and third. Like to see Dan get a strikeout here and be a bulldog, as you would say. You know, he is a Gonzaga bulldog. And let's get a punch out here, Danny.
A punch out via strikes would be huge. Instead, it's going to be solid contact. Will lay out for it and is going to get there, but not enough as the sac fly is going to come in. It's going to be a big shot off the bat of Henry Novicki, taking only the second pitch he saw. Luckily, they did get some solid movement out there in left field.
Early. Oh, he left early. Mike made a nice catch. The run does not count.
What a turnaround.
Wow. Go Miners. Go Miners.
Left too early. Real turn of events here now. Went from being a 1-0 game back to zeros. Miners now getting ready to take it into the top of the second. And after a big error on the end of Cole, that is going to give the chance of a major bounce back. Miners now heading to the plate at the top of the second. We'll be right back here at Coral Seymour Park. Be sure to stay tuned for some more high action baseball. Welcome back, Miner faithful, as we get ready for another inning here between the Matsu Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. Miners really looking at a chance to bounce back after they honestly survived a major error on the end of Cole Moore, not tagging up on a sac fly situation, setting him back. Instead, it's going to turn into a double play, and the Miners back on offense.
Up to the plate is now Wally.
Wally's been solid. He's been a nice cornerstone piece to add into the middle of the hitting rotation. But you have to imagine somebody like him with a high slugging percentage from the past season is going to be looking to get some more extra base hits on the year.
Had a very good year at Angelo State. He's a former Aggie, by the way. Did you know that?
I did know that, actually. Spent his first time at Texas A&M before moving for 2 years at Angelo State.
His dad, Bubba, is now helping us coach, and Bubba's a great guy. And I know his family's in town, too.
Yeah, they're getting the full family trip experience up here as he is getting very ahead in the count now, 3-1. A solid eye at the plate as Wally is taking full command, and now going to get a pretty favorable pitch.
I think he's going to get a fastball right down the heart of the plate. You know, 0-0 ball game, and wouldn't be surprised if Wally takes a big hack right here. He calls time.
I think Orselli's well aware. The man at the plate is going to be checking his A-swing on this next one. Going to be looking to drive something deep.
I agree. Wind's blowing out today.
Wally takes a big check here. This one going to catch the top of the bat and head back towards the back net.
Let's count up. Is it 2-2 or is it 3-2? I'm not too sure.
The board says 2-2. I've seen 5 pitches though.
I agree. I think it's 3-2, fellas.
We're gonna find out with this next pitch. Hopefully puts it in play.
Foul ball.
Instead going to foul it off. Wally, one of those major additions, he and Jordan Williams, their first game plugged in, they both had hit contributions, so no struggle really moving it back over, but consistency has seemed to be the struggle for a lot of batters right now. Everyone has a game here or there, but this trip down to Kenai seems like it could be a real chance for the offense to wake up as a whole.
I agree, and I feel like coming to Kenai too is a good bonding experience with the boys, and I feel like a lot of the hitters, we all use metal in college ball, so making that transition from metal to wood is a big thing for our hitters.
Not a lot of transition time either to move back over. Walters.
Fouls another one. It is 3-2.
See, we're ahead of the game here on our stream.
We're smarter than the scoreboard.
We're really on a roll over here. Miners still on their first batter in the top of the second inning. Aaron Walters is making this an extended stay at the plate.
I tell you, my mom started doing tennis lessons. She's doing pretty good.
That's great to hear, you know?
Swinging a miss. Down goes Wally.
You think she could do a better job at that at-bat with the tennis lessons she's been taking?
I know tennis and baseball are similar in their ways, but I feel like they're pretty different. The racket's a little bigger. Sorry, Mom. I don't know if you'd be able to hit it, but I'm proud of you for your work you're putting in tennis.
We're also very proud of you here. Next batter up to the plate. Going to be catcher Tyler Rando. Rando having a huge game before the road trip down to Kenai began. Wasn't one of the names that necessarily popped up as much in the hit column in the first 2 games, but he does represent a strong force at the plate, obviously slotting in there at the 5-hole.
Yeah, he does. He can hit the ball. He had a pretty good year for Gonzaga, and got big expectations for him this summer. He takes strike 1 on the corner. 1-1.
Rando, as good of a hitter as he is, he definitely seems to almost build a separate relationship with each of the pitchers. When he gets selected to be behind the plate, he always has some kind of prior communication with the person on the mound.
Indeed, he does. He does a pretty good job back there, too. He can frame real well. He has a cannon of an arm. We'll just have to work on the cutters he throws back to the mound, but that's the only thing we're complaining about. That's okay. We'll take every part of his game.
Rando now facing a 1-2. This one going to be high, evening up the count now. Orselli seems to really be struggling to put him away on strikeouts. That first one to Walters was his first of the game, and it took him a pretty
Here comes that slider
extended
again.
at-bat.
Here comes that slider again. I called it. As he pops it up to second base. Who's that guy? Olmstead. Where's he from?
That one going to be a fly out for the second out.
He's from USC.
John Olmstead is a Trojan. Part of one of their major programs as well, and been one of their most consistent starters so
Is that
far
Santa
this year.
Clara? University of Santa Clara?
Southern Cal.
Oh, Southern Cal, okay.
Big Trojans. Just don't tell it to any UCLA fan.
Now up to the plate, our fan favorite, Nick Sorelli. He's got a favorable nickname here on the team.
He is Squirt.
He is
Squirt Sorelli.
Squirt Sorelli.
Sorelli also had a great day at the plate in the first game of the doubleheader. Took 2 walks and got a hit. I mean, if you want to really boost your on-base percentage, getting a 1-for-1 day with 2 walks is one way to do it. Right now, Sorelli facing a hole.
He's looked at 2 fastballs. I wouldn't be surprised if they either elevate or do something out of zone.
Get some nice contact there, but it's going to end up being a foul ball. Sorelli just staying alive, hoping to avoid a second 1-2-3 inning for the Miners, who got some relatively early success in the 2 games yesterday.
made the Oilers pay for all their mistakes yesterday.
There was one point where the Miners had more RBIs than hits in the game. If that tells you how opportunistic the team really was the other day. First ball on this at bat as well as Sorelli now staring at a 1-2. He's another one of those batters that can really take extended ABs, make you work with all the foul balls he can hit off you.
Yeah, he can. Wouldn't be surprised if he one of those here. Just a bit inside. I think Urselli kind of wanted that call, and he's not going to get that.
Always tough to get a bounce back pitch after a questionable call from the blue. Now Urselli's still in an even count. Urselli ripped on by Sorelli, taking it the other way.
Attaboy, Sorelli. I think he's going to extend the inning here for the Miners.
Not going to make it a 1-2-3. One Ellie responded to the other, or Sorelli responds to Urselli. This sounded like a real Italian convention
Try to say
at the
that
plate.
4 times fast.
I
don't know if you could.
I don't know if I could either. We're going to have a much simpler name with Mike Ferreira coming up to the plate now.
Mike.
Big Mike coming into the game with a batting average below $1, sitting at 0.95 right now, but he has seeming to be warming up in the past few games. Got some solid contact the other day, shot one right past the third baseman. He's going to take a bit of a hack on the first one, moving it to 0-1. But anytime you can put back-to-back days together where you start getting hits, it really makes it easier to get up to the blocks and get through your rotation and your movement as a hitter.
I don't know if that one was a strike, but Blue caught it. Must have been a makeup call for the previous at-bat and looked a little bit too far in, but Mike falls behind 0-2. What's your favorite movie, Sean?
Ooh, my favorite movie of all time? It's a film called La Vita è Bella. It's a foreign Italian film.
I was going to say, strike 3 right down the middle, and that retires the side.
Yeah, that's life. Life is a movie sometimes. Sometimes not fair.
Comment down and say what's your favorite movie if you'd like. If not, that's okay. But I would like to hear some of your favorite movies.
Everybody be sure to take that time during this break to respond. Miner's going to be back up on the mound in the bottom of the second. We'll be looking for your responses during that time. Be sure to stay tuned here at Coral Seymour Park. Welcome back here for some Miners action as we are getting ready for the bottom of the second. Still tied at 0-0 between these two. It's going to be a long day of baseball if we continue at this pace, but so far only 2 hits between the teams, 1 on each side between Nick Sorelli, and actually there was 2 in the first inning. Daniel Naughton managed to get himself out of a bit of a jam.
What a nasty slider or curveball there. I'm not too sure. And we get a little smile from Daniel. I think he's back at it again with the white vans.
Naughton does sport a slider and a changeup aside from his four-seam fastball, which at his own acclaim can get up to 94 at the high end, as Bermuda is going to be grounding that one easily, 1 hop over in a quick 6-3 play to start the inning.
It's night and day difference whenever you can get ahead, pitchers. I know for my own self, when I get ahead, that's when I don't. When I fall behind, that's when the hitters start hunting that fastball.
I imagine it can't feel any better, though, being down 3-0 and working your way back into a strikeout or something like that.
It's no better feeling. It makes the hitter feel real bad about himself.
Naughton trying to get ahead here again. This one looks like it's going to be a little low, ball 1. But really seems to be liking that changeup slider right now. His 2 off-speed pitches are becoming more and more his reliant pitches. This one's going to be chipped right up. Looks like it's going to be an easy put away. In left field, that one's going to be Ferreira. Once again, after making a diving catch, that one has to feel a lot easier.
Mike's from the PSAC conference. That's also where I'm from. He's on the other side. Seems like a nice guy.
Does seem like a
Very
nice
quiet
guy. Got some cool tattoos, too.
I like his tattoos, and glad he's on the team.
Now, Dylan Ditzenberger, or as we called him last night, Ditz, based on the name on his uniform. No name on this one, so I guess we have to refer to him by the full name instead. But Ditzenberger going to be getting ahead 1-0 here.
That's quite a last name.
It's long, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder what his origin is. I'm not sure.
The land of Ditz.
Land of Ditz.
Yes, the land of Ditz, as I've said.
Ditzenberger would be German. Yeah.
Sure. We just found out he is German. Okay.
Does come from the University of Kansas, so a bit of different origins there, too.
Very much so.
Ditzenberger finally taking... That's going to be ball 3, too.
I'm not sure where that one missed there.
That one barely off on the outside of the black, I guess. 3-0 count now. As Daniel Naughton might have his first walk of the game should he not get him to swing here.
I feel like the umpires here in Alaska have pretty tight zones as he tries the corner and missed.
It's what a lot of people like to call those teacup zones. Not too big, but he has seemed at least consistent. That seems to be the biggest thing.
Consistency is the big part.
Because at least if I'm going to get a small zone, make sure I know where my reliable spots are. Now instead, it's going to be Trevor Antonsen moving up to the plate. Antonsen looking to get his team going here. They did have a good chance. This one's going to be a steal attempt. No throw from behind the plate. Rando going to hold it down as Ditzenberger gets a stolen base. Their first of the game.
Sean, what's your opinion on the horn they have here?
Oh, the fan horn?
Fan horn. They like to play it awfully a lot.
They really do. I feel like those different ballparks, like here in Chugiak, you also have a lot more fan response and a lot more crowd sound. Whereas Herman Brothers, we sometimes get yelled at for using the horn.
I agree.
The horn's a big part of the culture.
That is true, by the way. That sucks.
And we have a puppy in attendance right in front of us.
Oh, he was here yesterday, too.
That's such a cute puppy.
The puppy is part of the experience, as many of you may know.
I'm going to have to go say hi to him.
It's going to be a 2-1 count now. Moving back ahead of the hitter, or pitcher, is Trevor Antonsen, as Naughton now again with a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning, looking to retire the side and strand some more runners. That one going to be framed somewhat well, but still going to be ball 3 inside. Naughton really working around the batter here. Going to try and give him something, or offer him something that he at least wants to swing at, possibly high and inside.
Might be a slider. Fastball. Fouled off.
Giving a gift to some of the local Oilers fans that came out to visit, as this one's going to end up in the bleachers and also end up in a full count now.
Today was our beach day, too, for the Miners. Sean, how'd you like the beach?
It was good. We definitely learned that the West Coast is better at volleyball than the East Coast, but we put up a good fight. I'm becoming slowly a hacky sack champion in the making. So
I like that out of you.
It's big development.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Naughton gets out of it.
Big third out there. Now we're through 2 innings, no outs or no score, and only a handful of hits here and there. Before you go, Christian, what's something that you've noticed out of your team so far? Pretty small sample size, but what can you see going forward in this game?
I feel like as the game goes on, we'll get better at bats. Off Rosselli, I feel like first time around through, trying to just get adjusted to what he has and whatnot. And I feel like he's gonna around the third or fourth inning, he's gonna start tiring. We'll probably put up a 2 or 3 spot, and I think Dan's gonna do a good enough job to get us through 5. And I think the Miners are gonna pull out of this ball game. I think the final score is gonna be 5-2.
I like that prediction, but let's go take 2. We want to thank Christian Seelhorst for joining us through these first 2 innings. If you have any other players you'd like to have join us up here, we'll see if we can work that out in the future. Christian, of course, being our experiment child, we always try something first with him. Thank you for joining us up here.
It's been a pleasure. This is Christian Seelhorst, and he's signing off.
We'll be back here shortly for the 3rd inning. Welcome back here to minor baseball as we are getting ready for another inning. As this one immediately taken high and inside, and that's going to get Jordan Williams on the bases immediately, taking that one on the hands.
It hit Johnson too.
And it might have clipped Johnson behind him as well. But now Bubba Walters checking on Jordan Williams at first.
Yeah. Reese Lannon is back on the air now. I got a tough act to follow. Christian Seelhorst did a pretty good job. Listen to a couple of innings.
Some people are what you like to call natural entertainers, and that's definitely what we do.
Christian is definitely an entertainer. He's more of a entertainer, emotional guy over X's and O's.
Yeah, you might need those.
Now JD Urso is going to be up to bat. Got some major contributions in the first game for these two. And really, he has a bit of a tough transition as well. Did get to play deep into the D2 World Series. And like they were saying with Christian, it's a tough transition from aluminum to wood in about a week's time.
David Bermudez to the plate now. Squares the bunt, or rather JD Urso to the plate. Squares the bunt and fouls it off.
Foul ball brought to you by Gary and Sharon Hale.
Are we switching the headsets?
Why don't we just do it after this inning?
All right.
It's gonna be. Urso gonna be taking his second pitch here now, hoping to advance their first runner on no outs. This one's gonna be called strike though.
Yeah, Urso got his first hit yesterday in game 1. Said he had, we were talking to him before the game, he said he had no transition from aluminum to wood. Like his last game at Tampa this spring was with metal, and then his first game here was with wood, had no practice or games in between.
Now Urso looking to start his own streak of offensive success. Gotta start somewhere. 2 games would be a nice start. Urso, no balls, 2 strikes, gets some contact on this one, sends it right over the back net.
Foul ball brought to you by the Minningham family.
Did boost his batting average significantly. Was below a buck before, now sitting at a 167 average and 2 hits. But also 1 strikeout. Doesn't really seem to strike out, always seems to at least make contact. Another pickoff attempt with Williams at first. He just has to run back and forth, really chipping away at that modest lead he already had.
Of other note, ex-Miner Eli Morgan is pitching today for the Cleveland Indians in Chicago as they face the Chicago Cubs.
Go Cubs.
No bueno on that.
Miners staying alive at the plate still, though, is JD Urso.
Eli Morgan's actually pitching really well in that game. He's given up just 1 run over 5 innings with 9 strikeouts. He's also surrendered just 1 hit, which was a solo home run to Chris Bryant. So,
well, at least we have that good.
If you're gonna give it up, you might as well give it up to one of the most marquee Cubs, I guess.
One of the best players as well in the NL. There's another pickoff attempt here, and it seems like we've fallen into a bit of a pattern of pickoff attempt, foul ball, pickoff attempt.
I am getting flashbacks from last night. Mike Ferreira getting picked off over at first base.
We're going to see if we're entering the twilight zone or if we're going to end this at-bat soon. Orselli. Another delivery there. It looked like it could have been strike 3. Instead, going to be called for ball 1. Nice take there by JD Urso.
1-2 here on Urso. Looking to create some offense.
Miners hoping to take an early lead once again. Managed to get 2 wins off of that. This one going to be lifted down the right line. Will end up foul, though. That will be his 3rd foul ball of this AB as well. He's really just trying to stay alive, keeping Orselli floundering to find whatever it will be that'll put him away. At this point, you're just going to pitch something far away from the plate. You have 3 balls to give, or 2 balls to give, and he just keeps seeming to hit everything across the plate. You want to test him and see how far he'll chase it for a foul ball.
Yeah, he's doing well in the plate.
Urso gets another one. This one flying up. Will be put away finally as Moore ends what has been the longest AB of the game so far.
That's going to bring up David Bermudez, the Miners shortstop. Bermudez yesterday had a big day, had 3 hits total across 2 games, including a solo home run. A ball that was walloped over the left field fence.
Bermudez looking to continue his success so far. Lined out to second base on what was a solid shot that doesn't seem to die pretty fast. Bermudez once again getting good contact. Rid of an early swing there as this one goes foul past the 3rd baseline. Miners still staring at an 0-1 and a 0 on the scoreboard early in this game, really hoping to take advantage. Still going to be 2 7-inning games with a doubleheader in action as Bermudez gets a hold of another one, sending it to a familiar spot on the field, but this one's going to be tracked down. Williams going to be pushing into second. The checkoff will be dropped and he will be safe, but it is going to be the 2nd out of the inning as David Bermudez flies out to left. A deep fly out.
Yeah, Bermudez got a hold of another one, and Bermudez is really starting to get a hold of the ball, and even Sorelli coming out of the dugout now to greet Bermudez. They know he was really close to another one. He does do his job, though. Runner Williams up to second on that sacrifice.
Now it's going to be up to Josh Morozic to bring in the runner in scoring position now. Morozic got a walk on his last AB, was eventually caught stealing. But getting on base is always a matter of helping, especially when you have Casey Rother behind you. Going to be taking a cheap swing here, really dipping down to get into that one. Still going to miss for strike 1. Miners down to their last out here in the top of the 3rd. Trying to capitalize on another runner. Walters is standing over at first base, trying to await Josh Morozic after some solid contact. Morozic waiting on the 2nd pitch here.
So that one missed low. It's 1-1 now on Morozic. looking to find a hole in the defense. Williams out at second has good speed.
I haven't left it since we left. I was going this morning, but we didn't get that. We didn't get back and
Morozic's trying to focus on his power now. Anything into the green will do, but anything foul will not count, just like that ball there.
Taylor Johnson's going to go out to the mound and have a talk with Andre Orselli, his pitcher on the mound, going over how to attack Morozic here on 1-2.
Morozic couldn't quite time up that last hit, but the way he was really rocking on that and the way he winded up his hit, you can tell he's seeing the off speed of Orselli fairly well. Able to at least make contact enough to send that foul ball deep. Morozic now. 1-2 count. This one going to hit the dirt before it even crosses the plate. 2-2. Morozic already hit double-digit hits on the season, 10 so far before this game. Looking to increase his role on this offensive team. Seems like top to bottom, everyone's capable of getting a hit for the Miners. The consistency is going to be what keeps you in the everyday rotation, as they're going to take a bit of a step off the mound before taking this next pitch. Orselli getting ready now. This one delivered, shot through the gap between first and second, and now Williams going to be coming home. He's going to be safe. It's a nice delivery that time, but Williams just took the perfect path outside. Going to be the first run of the day for the Miners, coming off an RBI single from Josh Morozic, and he's going to sit happily at first after bringing home another run early for the Miners.
How about that for Josh? Pick me up there. Second time on base today as the dugout is out to greet Williams. That was a nice piece of hitting by Morozic, going with the pitch into right field, sharply grounded. And Jordan Williams, pretty quick on the bases and good instincts there. He was running right on contact and just beat it to the plate.
Now it's going to bring back up Casey Rother. Got a ground out 6-3 in his first AB, as this one's going to be a ball one.
Rother ahead in the count is about as dangerous as you can get. He had an RBI yesterday in game one of the doubleheader. Lined a RBI single over the first baseman, Bryce Marsh's head.
Now, the delivery going to be down low again. Rother checking his swing, moving it to a 2-0 count. And the longer they can keep this inning alive, whether it's walks or whatever means to get on, the better it's looking for the Miners. An early lead is a safe lead to hand over, as Naughton has already been in a few jams so far.
2-1 here on Rother. Lehigh University product. Looks to continue his strong hitting ways. He's the ABL's best hitter.
And I was there June and July. How'd you like Flint? Fucking nuts. Oh yeah.
Rother going to get a hit that time, but it is going to be closer to the handle of the bat as this one jammed and back.
Rother not an even 2-2 count.
That's hilarious. He always talks about Candle and I.
Even count for the big bat of the Miners. Orselli's just hoping to keep this to a one-run inning. The Cardinal delivers. This one's going to be a ball with another steal attempt and another out. Morozic, who's usually the best one for the Miners, going to be caught stealing for a second time now.
Yeah, that's only his second time caught stealing. Both have come today, and that's going to bring us to the end of the top of the third. Morozic caught stealing there, so Casey Rother will be up to begin the top of the fourth.
Miners back on the mound. Naughton's going to inherit a small lead of 1-0 in the bottom of the third. We'll be back here at Coral Seymour Field. Be sure to tune back in to watch the bottom of the third. Welcome back, Miners fans, as we get ready for the bottom of the third. Andrew Soika going to be leading it off this time for the Oilers.
Soika, who led off game 1 yesterday, batted 8-hole game 2, and then batting 9-hole today.
Soika did manage to get a hit when he moved down into the 8-hole. Right now, falling behind big early and already an 0-2 count.
I mean, it's starting to get sore as the day goes on now.
Soika, the left-handed batter, down 0-2.
Just a big hack there. All it took was 3 pitches, 1, 2, 3 for Naughton. Naughton hoping to get 2 more outs just like that.
We just compared it. Like, there's like, what, 4 or 5 pitches? It was like 2 or 3 off. What was yours, lower or lower?
And now it's going to flip over the order as Cole Moore is going to be heading back up to the plate. Moore, obviously been one of their most consistent hitters. Already got a hit in this game. One of the first 2 of the game as the first batter. This time taking a strike for the first pitch.
Yeah, Cole Moore tripled last night's game. Hit it over Casey Rother's head just a bit in right field, and Moore's got a ton of speed, worked around the bases quickly for that triple.
In his short time so far with the Oilers, does have the leading batting average with that short amount of exposure.
Goes down 0-2 here, though, to Naughton. Naughton trying to bear down and get a clean third for 3 scoreless innings.
So far, 5 pitches, 5 strikes from Daniel Naughton. Soika already went down on strikes. This time, going to be an outside pitch not swung at by Cole Moore.
Orselli at Ball State was a very common bullpen arm, actually. He threw 18 innings for the Cardinals this spring. He's from Lake Orion, Michigan. That's kind of near my neck of the woods.
This time it's going to be chopped up the first base line. And that's all it's going to do, is it's going to stay foul.
Lake Orion, where Andre Orselli, the Peninsula Oilers starter, is from. It's actually a very good baseball program in southeast Michigan. Always competitive at the top.
Right now, Cole Moore not going to chase at anything. He doesn't seem to really want to extend himself across the batter's box by any means. Only taking what's in front of him now. 2-2 count for the second batter here in the bottom of the third. Miners holding on to a 1-0 lead. And he is going to continue to rack up the balls on the outside of the black. Low and outside is definitely not the weak spot for Cole Moore.
Goes 3-2 now. That was a borderline pitch.
Demonstrating some real vision for low and away pitches. Not gonna end up getting a walk there, so 2 plate appearances and 2 times on base for Cole Moore. Somebody's really not struggled in this series so far. It's got to be Cole Moore. The rest of his team hasn't been able to put together as much offensive production as Moore, but he's definitely been a bright spot.
Yeah, he got, obviously, that triple in Game 1 yesterday and then led off the game in Game 2 with a single down the third base line there, a walk. So he's been on the bases this series for the Oilers.
Only real blemish is that he didn't tag up to start at the end of the first inning. Could have had it be a tie ball game of 1-1 in that time.
He almost just froze down at third base. Never was really a question if he went back or not.
Miners taking advantage of that air now with an early lead, hoping to create some kind of double play ball. Does have the changeup in his arsenal. But instead, this one's going to be taken low for ball 1.
Looked like maybe one of those changeups right there. Bottom of the zone.
He knows what he wants, but the hitters are smart enough now that they don't always just take something if it looks like it's going to be in the zone. Sometimes you might take a strike on a changeup if you want to avoid a double play ball. Going early this time, not going to get a delivery at second, instead throwing out to first. It's going to be the quick out Nice recovery and cover that time by Rando, moving over to third. But third's going to get the 1 out so far.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play by the Miners, but very lucky Cole Moore took off from first, because if he didn't, that was going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Instead, getting the opportunity to drive in the run with the runner on second will be John Olmstead. Olmstead into the box. He had a pinch hit double off Miners starter Will Johnston yesterday with 2 outs in the 9th inning that prevented Johnston from 7 straight strikeouts to end the game.
Today in the 3-hole, already has a sacrifice hit as he did lay down the bunt to advance the 2 runners in the first inning. No real show of true power yet in this game.
Yeah, Olmstead can swing it though, as we saw with that double yesterday.
Facing a 2-out inning with a runner in scoring position again. This is the 3rd straight inning that we've had Daniel Naughton with a runner right behind him at second base.
He'll look to navigate around it, but he's falling behind now, 2-0. He's in deep water here. Trying to get out Olmstead and preserve the Miners' slim lead.
Naughton checking the runner at second, trying to make sure Moore has no intention to steal. This one chipped down.
2-1 now on John Olmstead. If they got it to the on-deck batter, it'd be Henry Novicki, who we saw at third base yesterday.
Right now for game 1 of this doubleheader, today on the 22nd, does seem pretty gloomy, as you can notice a lot of dark clouds overhead. After all the rain the past few days, I'm sure plenty of people on both sides were not hoping for another day like this. Luckily, it just seems to be overcast.
Yeah, no rain in sight, which is obviously the primary goal. But it was nice and sunny earlier and through parts of this afternoon, but really just straight overcast now. I cannot get over this mascot for the Oilers. Scoop the Oiler, maybe? I'm not really sure.
That one's going to be taken low for ball 4. Olmstead, he'll find himself on as well. That's going to be the 2nd walk of the inning as well for Daniel Naughton. Henry Novicki will be the next up to the plate. Naughton looking to navigate out of this inning quickly. If he hopes to make it 5, he's going to have to keep getting these runners off of base, or at least keep leaving them stranded.
Henry Novicki of Bucknell University. He's from Pennsylvania. Novicki looking to knock in a run here. We'll see if Naughton can navigate around damage again here in the 3rd. Trying to keep the number on the back of Scoop's jersey true, as he is wearing the number 0.
Novicki, the lefty, up to the plate, going to drive this one down. Unassisted play at first. That is going to get him out of the inning on the first pitch. And go thank your first baseman, Daniel Naughton, as he's able to escape that one thanks to an unassisted Walters out at first. Through 3, we are only at a 1-0 ball game. Miners with the short lead and a chance to extend it at the top of the 4th. We'll be right back with some more Miners action after a short break here. Welcome back, Miners fans, for another inning of action as Casey Rother robbed of his chance at the plate last time to really finish his contest. Now I'm going to be given the chance again and starting behind 0-1.
Yeah, Rother was in a 3-2 count when Josh Morozic was thrown out stealing.
And that's not a statement you hear yourself saying often, as Morozic, like we had mentioned before, never thrown out
Until today.
Until today.
Yeah, he's been thrown out twice today, so he's got 5 steals, 2 caught stealing on the year.
He needs to thank Taylor Johnson for that. Even count now for Casey Rother. And while you must hate having your at-bat interrupted with a chance like that, because you can't drive home your run, it does give you a whole new clean count to work with, especially for Rother, who is behind and not in a favorable count.
Rother in a 1-2 count now.
Looking to keep his streak going and hit 20 hits now. Instead, going to take ball 2, evening up the count once again. Rother, 8 doubles so far on the season. By far the most out of any of the minors. In fact, the next 3 highest extra base hitters combined for only 6.
So he goes 3-2 again here. Back-to-back, I guess, plate appearances, you could say, with full counts. He got in that full count plate appearance when Morozic was caught stealing. Now at a 3-2 count here. Got to be careful out there if you're Andre Orselli.
Rother hoping to get this inning off with some fireworks. Miners 1-0 lead. It's nice, it's respectable, but it's the most unstable lead you can have in all of baseball. It takes one hitter to change the entire scope of the game with only a 1-run lead. A hitter like Rother could definitely add some comfortable security to that lead. Instead, it's going to hit on the inside, and he's going to just find his way on the base.
Yeah, good at-bat there from Casey Rother. A long at-bat at that. He watched 7 pitches there, and he's aboard.
That one is going to be taken as a walk on balls, though, or hit by pitch, as it did seem to get near his fingers on the handle.
I didn't see the umpire. Did you see the umpire motion?
I didn't. I know you weren't asking me.
Currently going to stand as a walk on balls, but it definitely seemed like one of those closer calls. Another inning with the Miners starting with the man on base, and another pickoff attempt as Orselli, like plenty of the other Oilers pitchers, does not seem as comfortable with runners on the base path.
Outfield fairly deep on Walters, specifically in left field, playing him the opposite way fairly deep. No real shift. The Oilers pretty much do no shifting. So Walters fouls that pitch out of play.
Walters now in an 0-1 count. Getting a back-to-back hit, a strong single, or even something into the gap would be huge. Rother, with the hustle, he would easily pull into third. This one instead going to be fouled off and down. Going to be 0-2. Not a favorable count for the cleanup hitter right now.
Walters trying to put something in play hard. He's prone to hit hard-hit baseballs. Just hasn't had one today.
In the hole deep now, Walters ready for the delivery. Orselli, quick stretch throw. Going to be a low pitch, though, for ball 1.
Orselli didn't issue a ton of walks as a Ball State Cardinal this spring. Today he's issued a couple, as Rother stands over there with one of those walks.
His time at Ball State, he was fairly consistent. 18 innings pitched, about 18 strikeouts. That's about as reliable as they come. Obviously, you might want some higher strikeout numbers, but you can't say he didn't deliver. So far today, only allowed 1 to the Miners. Walters trying to make that an even higher ERA, so he gets that classic single shot right between the infielders. Rother going to pull into second safely as Walters is going to add another base runner. Miners now 2 on.
2 on, nobody out. That was a good piece of hitting there by Aaron Walters, going with the pitch straight back up the box. 1-2, took a big swing at it and got a loud crack into center field. And now Tyler Rando, the catcher, who flew out to short right field to the second baseman Olmstead his first try up, will look for his first hit of the day here. Miners with a 1-0 lead, looking for more.
If there's ever a time to be greedy, it's with runners in scoring position, as he does seem like he's getting ready to square up to bunt.
Urselli's going to check, though, first. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rando lay down a bunt here. Tyler LeBron loves sacrifice bunting, especially with a guy on second and nobody out. Chance to move him over there for Nick Sorelli, who has a ton of pop, would be probably the right move here.
Sorelli, an easy opportunity for a sacrifice fly should they advance here. Pulls it back, though, as he is having Novicki just stride in from first the second he squares up.
There's a strike, though, 0-1 as Rando pulled back. Looks like maybe there's some stretching down in the Peninsula Oiler bullpen. Could be a shorter start today for Andre Urselli. Miners looking to threaten.
Early attack. He's going to attach an early pitch. Going to get 1. Will get set 2 as well. Double play. 4-6-3. Quick double play action. Does advance Casey Rother to third, but now 2 outs away. Sorelli coming to the plate. Has to get a base hit, you'd think, or a wild pitch. Plate that run from third.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go with the sac bunt there, quite honestly. I would have thought they would have tried it again with only 1 strike, but apparently not, and that was probably the worst-case scenario for the Miners there. 2 runners cut down, and Nick Sorelli, their last chance to bring in a run here in the 4th.
Urselli, on the other hand, ecstatic about putting that one in play, giving himself a much more favorable situation, but Sorelli already has a single in this game. Putting another shot in between the infielders could easily bring home that second run for the Miners.
Took strike 1 there. Sorelli played in game 1 yesterday and reached base twice on walks and once on a single. He was never put out. Did not appear in game number 2.
So it's going to be low, evening up the count at 1-1. Nick Sorelli, an icon with his profile picture as well. Beautiful shades and mustache, put together combo. And he can hit the ball, folks. What more could you want from a ball player?
In other games around the ABL, it is the Shugiak Eagle River Chinooks traveling to Anchorage to face the Bucks tonight at 7 p.m.
Sorelli going to get under this one, but sending it backwards once again. Foul ball for strike number 2.
Sorelli now in a hole. He's going to try to fight out of it. He's been good in these counts trying to fight out of it.
One of the most patient batters, really fixed his grip. Used to grip up very high. Has added a lot more relaxation to that. Now we're going to see what he can do in a 1-2 count. Going to be a big swing there. Going to swing through it, unfortunately, for the Miners. And that is going to be the 3rd strike and 3rd out. Miners unable to bring across another run in the top of the 4th. Going to be heading into the bottom of the 4th. Looking to secure another safe inning with Naughton on the mound. Striding back out there for the green and yellow Miners. Looking to maintain the control. 1-0 game so far. Be sure to tune back in after a short break for the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to minor action here in the Kenai Peninsula. We're here for another doubleheader. Day 2 of 2. That's a lot of math. That's going to be 4 games in 2 days for the Miners. Here in game number 3, already ahead 1-0 early. And looking to maintain that control is Daniel Naughton getting off another inning. This will be his 4th inning of action so far. Went 6.1 innings before this game, and they could really use a deep run here to try and preserve their arms, but starting off with a hit there is not how they wanted to do it.
And Garrett Pennington going the other way there, ground ball through the right side. He ran through the first base bag, maybe expecting a throw from Rother, but none coming, and the Oilers have a runner on first with nobody out.
That's also going to be the first hit as an Oiler. Garrett Pennington, welcome to the show.
And Bryce Marsh coming to the plate now. Marsh came the closest out of any Oiler to a home run yesterday with a deep drive down the right field line, but it was caught in the corner by Casey Rother.
Marsh getting his own bunting stance, a bit awkward and cumbersome, but does advance the runner. Will be thrown out at first, though, with a nice fielder's choice, Naughton taking the easy out over to first to Walters. And now we have 1 away, 1 on second. And Dylan Ditzenberger, the center fielder, coming to the plate.
Yeah, Bryce Marsh, I was surprised he squared the bunt there because he's got maybe as much power as anybody on this club. But Marsh squares the bunt there. He gets it over. So now 1 away, runner on second.
Can't say it didn't work, though. Now we have a man at second and a foul ball on the first pitch.
Yeah, 0-1. On the batter at the plate, Dylan Ditzenberger. Once again tonight, another early start here from Coral Seymour Ballpark, but not a huge crowd on hand, but maybe it'll fill up as the night goes on.
Took a walk in his first AB, not something you see very common, as this one slips between the legs of Rando. Wild pitch is going to be the call, and it advances the runner to third.
Yeah, that one with the batter squaring at the plate, Rando was unable to get a clean eyesight or clean sight to the mound, I guess you could say, and just kind of misjudged that one.
Now Dylan Ditzenberger, a 1-1 count and a chance to tie up the game with only 1 out. As he sends this one grounded down, it is going to plate the run, but he'll be out at first. Tie ball game here now at Coral Seymour Park. 1 run scored in the bottom of the 4th now, and 2 outs on the board. Going to be bringing up their 8-hole, Trevor Antonsen.
Yeah, that was about expected on a ground ball to the right side. Miners were not playing the infield in with 1 out. Kind of surprising, actually, they weren't. But they opted to concede the run, but now 2 away, so hopefully none can get through this unhinged anymore as there's ball 1.
Now the scoreboard 0-0 in your head. Null and void. Daniel Naughton inheriting no lead now. Just a chance to knock away the one in front of him. This one's going to be lined weakly. Ferreira is going to be there in left field to put away another one. Ending the 4th, but not before they had the chance to tie it up off of a nice ground ball by Dylan Ditzenberger. Miners tie ball game once again, heading into the top of the 5th. Only 3 innings remaining in this shortened 7. Miners hoping to break the tie once again with some action at the top of the 5th. Welcome back here to Coral Seymour Park. Mike Ferreira, Big Mike at the plate once again. Now in the tie ball game, 1-1. It's like that run never happened.
5th inning now. Miners really trying to take game 1 of the doubleheader as Orselli messes up. Yeah, if they were able to take game 1 of the doubleheader, they would take the series.
That's pretty neat, though. I like Steve. Yeah, he's a great kid.
Trying to at least take the majority of the games. 2 taken so far. And it's another day to take 2, as the Miners like to say, looking to get another clean sweep on the doubleheader.
There's ball 2 to Ferreira. Miners sitting at 2nd in the ABL standings. They're just a half game behind the league-leading Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. Oilers sit at 2-8, bottom of the ABL standings.
Nice contact there. It is going to eventually fall foul. But Ferreira, with a slow roller down the third baseline, had a real chance to get on base there, should that have stayed fair.
Ferreira came into today batting a bit below 100, but he did get his first hit yesterday in quite some time. He got a nice line drive single to left and also walked. So Ferreira was on the bases yesterday, proving his value.
Gonna take a big swing there now, 2-2 to Mike Ferreira.
Ferreira, the big right-handed bat, looking to find a hole in the Oiler defense. Miners have a run on 3 hits, no errors, and it's been the exact same for the Oilers. A run, 3 hits, no errors.
So far, no extra base hits on the season for Mike Ferreira. And this one going to foul down, stay alive once again. He's been getting solid contact, but the only 2 hits he's had so far have been to that left field, right past the third baseman.
Ferreira trying to find a way. If he could get an extra base hit here, he would turn it over to Jordan Williams, who scored the only run of the game for the Miners.
Ferreira waiting on the next pitch. Big swing there, but once again a strike, as this one will be the strikeout that puts him away. First out now in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, that was some good old country hardball there. Fastball up and in. Ferreira swinging from the heels, through it, and now it's going to be Jordan Williams.
Williams, as mentioned before, the only Miner to cross home plate so far in this game 1 of 2 doubleheader. Miners hoping he can give them some more offense. If you have a game where you can just have a single player generate plenty of offense, it's not what you want to rely on, but it's one of the most incredible things for an individual player to give his team.
Yeah, Miners could use some of that right now. They're going to need more than a run to win this game.
Hoping for some Angelo State blessings. This one's going to be taken for strike 1, down low, in the bottom of the black.
Jordan Williams came into this game batting .230 on the year, as he got hit by a pitch his first at bat and came around to score.
Big swing there, just going to get a bit of it as it is going to fly past the catcher as well.
Yeah, Williams in a 1-2 hole now, looking for an opportunity.
Trying to create something for his team. A bit of looking around there between the catcher, Williams, and our home plate umpire. A bit of communication back and forth. It seemed like something. One of the players retrieving balls for the Oilers, getting something told to him as he was heading toward the backstop.
Looked like Lee Atkinson out of the Oiler dugout to retrieve that ball.
This one going to be chipped down. Will not get through the middle infield and will put him away at first. A bit of a delayed call that time. Williams made it a close call, but is going to be out. The second out here in the top of the 5th for the Matsu Miners.
It's going to bring up J.D. Urso. Urso flew out to the third baseman in short left field, his first at-bat.
Urso has contributed plenty on the defensive side and really seems to finally be stepping into his own as a batter. 2 hits in 12 at-bats prior to this game. This one's going to be down, going to be an out as well. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Miners. Could not get any offensive contribution from the bottom of their lineup. Now, they're going to be heading back to the mound. We'll see if Daniel Naughton's going to get his 5th inning of work, and as he strides out there, it looks like that's exactly what we're getting. Naughton hoping to keep it a tie ball game at 1-1. Be sure to tune back in for the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with some more Naughton action on the mound. Welcome back here as the Oilers are getting ready to take their at-bats. Andrew Soika going to be the first one up here in the bottom of the 5th for the Oilers.
Yeah, Soika coming to the plate now to be 9-1-2 in the order for the Oilers. Soika watches the ball there, ball 1.
Soika being thrown all around this batting rotation. Might not be the most imposing batter like a Rother or even a Sorelli when he makes contact, but he gets on base enough that you can put him in pretty much whatever hole in the rotation that you want, and he'll get some contributions for you.
Yeah, came into this game batting .300 as he goes 3-0 now, as Daniel Naughton is in danger of walking the first hitter of the inning, as it looks like maybe there's some activity down in that Miners bullpen.
Wouldn't be surprised. Naughton going through 5 innings would be pretty much what I'd expect from him. Not necessarily your everyday starter, but has worked up his innings pitched over this year. Going 5 or 6 at a time is a huge contribution at keeping your bullpen arms healthy, as Urso barely able to collect it and able to get the out now.
Yeah, Urso bobbled out a bit at second base, but did a good job recovering. And anyway, you slice it, that's the first out of the inning, and it's back to the top of the order. Cole Moore, the third baseman, who's walked and singled to the plate.
And that right there by J.D. Urso, that's how you get a good play in hacky sack, too.
Yeah. I played hacky sack for the first time on the beach today.
Reese not very good.
So did Sean. Well, you weren't the greatest either. He was slightly better than me, I'll give him that. But
neither of us compared to the pitchers.
Yeah, hacky sack is a whole pitcher thing. They have their own games and everything down the bullpen. That is not for me. Maybe I need to practice more.
It's like juggling with soccer.
I'm not good at that either. What am I good at?
We'll find out.
Actually,
You're a pretty good broadcaster.
I would hope so. Thank you very much. No, in high school, I was good at 3-point shooting my freshman and sophomore year playing basketball. So that's my strength, I guess.
Cole Moore, third baseman, going to be starting with an 0-1 count here. I would say make it 0-2, but it looks like Urso's going to cut it off. Will not get there in time, though. He's going to be safe. Some real wheels that time. Cole Moore still refusing to be put out in this game.
They cannot keep Cole Moore off the bags. That one, Naughton just unable to do anything, as that ball was shot into the ground over his head, and the charging Urso really had no shot at making the play on the speedy Moore.
It's possible to get a game or 2 back-to-back where you land some hits. Moore making it 3 straight now against the Miners. He's been consistently great.
Yeah, Moore trying to be the guy that plates their second run of the game that gives them the lead. Is quick pick over to first. Yeah, the Miners here, they're probably looking double play. Taylor Johnson,
We got Johnston on the mound for us, so it can always be a bit confusing.
Yeah, there's a Johnston versus Johnson matchup last night. Johnson at the plate now.
Johnson got a hit in his first AB here today. Another single right behind Cole Moore. Maybe looking to do the same here, but an out already in the inning for the Oilers.
A right-hander getting loose down in the minors' pen.
Not now, and a 1-0 count. Delivers here. This time is going to be a bit outside across the plate, and no bait taken by Tyler Johnson.
2-0 here on Taylor Johnson. Might be swinging from the heels. This Oilers team doesn't have a ton of power, but if he can run into one, maybe he'll get a gap shot.
This one's going to be thrown over to first once again. And once again, Cole Moore is going to be forced to slide back into first as he retreats to the plate. And now, Taylor Johnson looking to advance a runner. He'll try to advance himself on the steal, and the pitch down low for Rando. Going to be ball 3 and also allow for a steal. Cole Moore now moving himself in our scoring position with only one out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, no shot there to throw out Cole Moore on the bags as that ball was in the dirt. Rando, even if he would have been able to get a clean pick and throw off to second, there was really no chance. So now 3-0 count, and you got a runner at second base.
Base open at first. And just going to take that one without even moving the bat off his shoulder. 3-1 now. He was going to make Naughton work for that first strike.
Naughton trying to at least work around the batter at the plate.
Naughton delivering here, getting a swing. This one could be landing in some green, and that's exactly what it's doing. Cole Moore coming around as well. This one's going to be thrown to second. He is safe there. No out at second. Run comes across. That's going to be the first lead the Oilers have had in this series. As the Miners now trail 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th, allowing runs in the previous 2 innings.
Yeah, that ball was shot to the gap. Morozic up with it, didn't even think about going home. Went to second. The throw beat the man to second. Urso trying to tag him, but apparently didn't get the tag down, and Bubba Walters emerging from the Miners dugout. This could be the end of the day, or maybe just some more time for the reliever down there to get loose.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the motion bring him out of the game. But right now, you need to make sure you minimize any damages. They already have a runner back in scoring position off of that big double. A well-placed shot that time. And bringing in a fresh arm could really help, as this team seems to have gotten used to the pitches of Daniel Naughton. With John Olmstead ready to come to the plate as well, Taylor Johnson and Cole Moore have really carried this Oilers offense to this point.
Look like maybe Evan Wolf loosening for the Miners in the pen.
And it does seem that they're going to stay with Naughton on the mound for now.
And none. Trying to at least escape more damage here in the 5th. Miners, obviously in the 7-inning game, only have 6 more outs to score a run. So any more insurance runs will make it that much tougher.
Now batting the second baseman, number 7, Johnny Olmstead.
Johnny Olmstead coming back up to the plate. Managed to get a sacrifice hit and a walk so far, so a pretty diverse day at the plate. Now a chance to bring in an RBI of his own. Should he get some solid contact here? Naughton, on the other hand, getting a first strike there, working to get a punch out and get himself back into this inning, keeping it to a 1-run game.
2 up for the Miners, and the top of the 6th will be the top of the order. So a 1-run deficit, certainly not insurmountable by any means. Naughton can keep it that way.
Checking out Johnson at second, delivering low and outside, ball 1. Really moving back to his heat. Naughton in an even count once again. Trying to really get into that front door attack, but it will be called for ball 2.
2-1 now for Daniel Naughton as he tries to work back and put up a fight against John Olmstead.
Johnny Olmstead will not swing again, going to instead collect ball number 3. And Naughton got his first strike on that inside zone. Now it seems to really be biting him as he is in a 3-1 hole.
I would think that the day might be done for Daniel Naughton if he can't get him here.
And will miss in front of the plate once again. Ball 4, sending him to first. Runners at first and second once again. Still only one out here in the bottom of the 5th, and we are going to see skipper Tyler LeBrun instead making his way out now. This looks like it might be the sign to bring in an arm from the bullpen, as we do see some more movement down there. Naughton, another walk there. Not helping his numbers on the day, and we are going to see a new arm enter. Naughton giving a solid 4 and 1/3 innings of work. Going to be greeted by his teammates back in the dugout. Unfortunately, does hand over a deficit to new pitcher. Looks like Evan Wolf, another Kent State Golden Flash. So the Gonzaga connection is broken as Naughton takes a seat, and Evan Wolf is going to be taking over on the bump. We'll be right back as he's going to get his warm-up pitches in. We'll be back with some more of the bottom of the 5th. Be sure to stay tuned to see the end of it.
First baseman number 6, Henry Novicki.
Henry Novicki up to the plate for the Oilers. For the Miners, righty Evan Wolf, the Kent State product, on the mound. Evan Wolf has been a pretty reliable option as reliever so far for the Miners. Might not finish off this game, but making it through 1 or 2 innings has proved to be no real problem for him here, as Novicki is going to foul the first one off for ball 1, or for strike 1.
Runners on first and second here, 1 away. Wolf inheriting a jam, trying to work clean of it.
Not the most favorable of situations to come into. Looking to make the most of it. Possibly create a double play ball here as he gets a big swing from Novicki.
0-2 now.
Batter forced to follow whatever is put in front of him now. 0-2 count. Wolf looking for a huge punch out here for the Miners. Going to get a light tap. Foul ball. No chance for an out now.
Still 0-2 on Novicki, the left-handed batter.
Henry Novicki at the plate. Garrett Pennington standing in the on-deck circle, and Bryce Marsh in the hole. The way they've been hitting, all of those batters are thinking they're going to get a chance at the plate, but so far Novicki in an unfavorable count with another foul ball that hits the back net now. Nice hustle that time. Hyping him up as Wyatt Tucker goes retrieve the ball. Willie Johnson's there to time him. Now Henry Novicki still facing an 0-2 count.
He was like, I was there. He was like anywhere from 84 to like 92.
Big swing here. How about another foul ball to add to his totals?
That foul ball brought to you by
I like
Lee.
0-2 still on Novicki. Played third, first. He's DH though. He's corner infielder guy that
I don't think I could do
can certainly keep his bat up enough in the DH role to warrant that spot.
And another foul ball. He just keeps at him right now.
0-2 still.
Where's D1? You guys still scream "Woo" every time he pitched? He was like 82, 83 when he
Novicki just staying alive at the moment.
Now he married.
Solid contact there. It's going to end up going right back. As Walter is going to pick up at least the out at first. Runners at second and third are safe. 2 away now.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted there for the Oilers, moving those runners over to second and third, and now Garrett Pennington coming to the plate.
Plenty of hustle on that play as well from the Miners. We're going to make sure that they at least got the one. Not going to allow for any possible score if they can allow it. Now 2 runners, though, both in scoring position. And Garrett Pennington looking to play a run. Pennington taking strike 1. A strikeout would be huge from Wolf, but anything playable is fine by him. Just hoping to get out of the inning here. Give his team a chance to tie up the score with these 2 innings remaining.
It goes 0-2 on Garrett Pennington. Wolf is in the driver's seat right now, the right-hander from Kent State.
Gotten ahead of both of these batters so far. Wolf really looking in control at the moment. Wolf getting ready. The delivery now. Sent the other way. Going to be a deep shot. Looks like it might go all the way, and it will. A 3-run home run for Garrett Pennington. Came into today with no hits. 2 now. 1 going yard over the left side wall.
Yeah, Pennington hammered that ball. There was no doubt off the bat that that ball was going to clear the wall down the left field line. That ball was smacked. Garrett Pennington, the Central Missouri product, playing in the Division II College World Series. Got up here a little bit late, but he certainly brought his bat with him. That one was smacked over the fence.
JD Urso was telling us before the game today, when he had met up with him in the D2 College World Series, he hit a home run against his Tampa club, doing the same against his Miners club now, as the score is now 5-1, the hole increasing for the Miners to dig themselves out of in this game 1 of 2. Now, at the plate, Bryce Marsh, hard to follow up and act like that from Pennington, putting his team up 5-1. Marsh just hoping to get on base now and keep this inning going. Wolf trying to end it as soon as possible. 1-1 count now.
Yeah, that was certainly not ideal out of the bullpen for Evan Wolf, as he gives up a couple inherited runs as well as his own earned run. 1-1 misses downstairs, 2-1.
Now, Wolf. Always hard to be a bit shaken after giving up a shot like that, especially after inheriting a jam. Your goal is generally to come over and end the inning as soon as possible. Got the first out, but Pennington made it go a bit further than he was hoping. Just hoping to end it with this next pitcher. Instead, it's going to be a full count. Bryce Marsh staring at a 3-2. Wolf very quick with his entire delivery. His wind-up to delivery time is maybe a second. Wastes absolutely no time with getting the ball to the batter.
Yeah, he works quickly, and No, he's just trying to get out of the inning now. Miners giving up a 4 spot here in the 5th.
There's the strike 3. He would love to have that on the previous batter. But a big 4 posted on the board that time by the Oilers in the bottom of the 5th. Miners heading to the top of the 6th. Down 4 now. Would love to go for another late rally. Stay sure to stay tuned here for the top of the 6th to see what the Miners' response is next. Miners back up to the plate, top of their rotation, and they're going to need everybody from top to bottom, starting with David Bermudez to deliver for them to come back in this game. Bermudez just shoved off the plate almost immediately with that first pitch.
Ball 1.
Ball 1 for sure.
Are we top 7?
Bermudez ahead now 2-0. Really trying to inspire his team once again, get them going early.
There's a hit into right field by Bermudez, going the opposite way. So how about David Bermudez getting a knock there to start off the 6th? That's how you got to do it. 1 by 1, David Bermudez begins it with a hit.
Getting someone on to start the inning. It's part of the formula for success is the Miners are looking at a real long rally back. One of those where you just need to focus on your own AB, not even think about the future or the guys behind you. Just get your hit and pass the baton. And there is a bit of a meaning in it. We might be seeing the end of Orselli's day, because that seems to be the case. Getting a new arm in from the bullpen. Another righty this time for the Oilers.
Yeah.
Short meeting, they seem to be ready. They knew who they were going with almost immediately. It looks like Henry Bird is going to be taking it over for the Oilers. Going to be inheriting a save situation. Ahead by 4, a pretty healthy lead to be taking over.
Now pitching for the Oilers, from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, number 8, Henry Bird.
What I meant by this was just go to break, but I mean we can stay.
No reason we have to. Bird coming in from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, so not quite the same A&M as a few of our Aggie friends on the squad. Pitched mostly out of the pen for his time there, but he is really coming in as the closer today for the Oilers.
Bird, a right-hander, long flowing blonde hair, kind of looks almost like Alex Majors. coming out of the brim, but Bird here trying to put the stop to any plans of a rally the Miners have here in the 6th as the Oiler mascot making his way back in front of the press box. And let me tell you, he's a interesting looking fella.
Scoop has made his appearance all over the park so far today. He's made sure that those who came out and to support the Oilers are getting a treat. Now Josh Morozic going to be coming back up to the plate. Somebody who's already brought across an RBI in this game with his own single. Looking to continue a rally here with David Bermudez getting a hit to start off this inning. Morozic now 0-0 count, 0 outs. The 6th, taking a strike 1 there. Bermudez antsy at first, would love to get to second immediately, and would love even more to come across to help his team rally here late.
0-1 here on Josh Morozic. Who is 1 for 1 with the walk on the day.
Nice contact there. Going to be another hit. Bermudez isn't going to run to third. Throw is away from the plate, or from the bag anyway. A nice recovery that time by Antonsen. But 2 singles start off the inning for the Miners. Couldn't have asked for anything better for Casey Rother. Now, no outs, 2 on.
Yeah, that's about as good of a start as you get there. Josh Morozic having a really nice day at the plate. A couple of hits and a walk there. Smoked that one through the right side, and now this is an ideal situation for the Miners to get back in this game.
Also one of those situations where we bring up the common phrase, is Casey Rother going to extend his hitting streak?
We'll see here as he watches strike 1 on a breaking ball.
Has gotten on via a walk earlier in this game, but nothing quite same touch or satisfies the need to continue a hitting streak like a hit itself. It's on an on base streak right now as he takes a big chop at that one. Going to be a bit below the pitch. Was not ready for the breaking ball. Strike 2, 0-2 to Casey Rother.
The sun is really starting to peek out here in Kenai. I mean, it is as bright as you can get right now after being overcast pretty much all game.
Casey Rother trying to ignore the sunshine. Going to ignore a bit of a fish there too, as it's going to be ball 1, 1-2 count now.
Yeah, the Miners at least trying to get those runners moved over here by Rother, but a hit would be big. It's Rother. Walters in the on-deck circle, and over there in the hole, it's Tyler Rando.
Trying to put another ball in the outfield. Casey Rother would love to plate the run from second. Instead, you're going to see Bird step off for just a second, try to collect himself. Corpus Christi product hoping to get a strikeout here.
1-2 here on Rother.
Big swing there, and the strike out to go with it. Bird gets his first K on the day as Rother is sat down on strikes. Going to leave it up to Aaron Walters to continue this rally in the 6th for the Miners.
Yeah, Walters on with 2 on, 1 out. That's a big strikeout there by Henry Bird out of the pen after he gave up that single the first batter he faced. Miners don't have to get it all back in this inning, but at least a couple would be ideal.
Walters was able to get a single earlier in this game as well. Shot it right up the middle. Trying to do something similar here. Instead, it's going to fall. Bermudez is going to head home. That's one way to get a run. A bit of an awkward way, to be quite frank with you, but an effective way at that, as the Miners do plate 1, and Walters is going to be safe.
Infield hit. That ball might have hit the back.
Now Walters.
Did that ball hit the first base bag?
I believe it did. It was Vicky over there at first trying to field it. Couldn't quite bring it in and tag the base in time. Men at first and second still. And one came across for Walters.
5-2 game now.
Nice awareness by Bermudez at second to turn the corner. And now Tyler Rando's going to be handed the torch and asked to keep this going. Only one out so far in the top of the sixth for the Miners.
Swung and missed on a fastball there. Rando is the tying run at the plate.
We know he has extra base hit potential. Seen him drop a few shots across the field, especially over there in right field. Today, he's trying to pull it over to left. Bring another one. Morozic's going to score this time. And it looks like Walter's going to be at third. He is safe. Rando at second is safe. Another extra base hit and another RBI as the rally keeps going. Miners pull it into 2.
This game's getting a lot more interesting. Wow. Tyler Rando taking everything he wanted there on an 0-1 pitch, slashing it over a jumping Cole Moore down at third base. That's an RBI double, and all of a sudden the Miners have the tying run at second, the go-ahead run coming to the plate.
Life in the dugout. 5 batters have come to the plate in this inning. 4 have gotten hits. It's looked like a hit parade for the Miners so far, and Henry Bird seems to be almost on his back heels at this point.
Yeah, laboring a bit out there. He's going to try to get Nick Sorelli out. The infield playing back on Sorelli, so even if he hits a ground ball, this will score the run. They're going to concede it, and this is exactly what the Miners needed. They needed at least a couple here, obviously trying to at least tie this game up, but even a couple, you got to think that that's a solid result.
You'd love to get a sac fly to bring across at least 1, but a base hit could bring home 2. Sorelli just trying to focus on not becoming an out himself at the moment, trying to keep it going. Single, out swinging, single, double. A nice collection of hits for the Miners.
Sorelli, big first baseman. Sorelli
going to be taking that one inside. Going to be ball 1.
It's 2-0 rather.
2-0 as shown by the home plate ump now. Sorelli in a favorable count now. It's going to be a lot harder to get out of a jam when you're in unfavorable counts, especially when the count moves to 3-0 now.
Yeah, this is absolutely ideal for the Miners. They're going to have a real chance at loading up the bases now with only 1 out. In the on-deck circle sits Mike Ferreira.
Behind him, Jordan Williams. Plenty of adept batters coming up to the plate for the Miners, but that one's going to be the first strike of this AB as Sorelli takes that one, looking for strike 1.
It's going to be 3-1 here on Nick Sorelli.
Hoping to keep this rally alive. Big swing there. No contact once again. Strike 2. Almost swung his back out as Sorelli almost lost his balance over the plate. Full count now for Nick Sorelli. Looking for a big shot here. Instead, he's going to take a walk. Stone Cold Sorelli.
Yeah, he takes that. A good take there after 2 previous strikes, and now the Miners have the tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Mike Ferreira has a chance at his biggest Miners hit. But actually, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. It's like Tyler Wilson is going to come pinch hit for Ferreira. So Tyler LeBron opting to go with the switch hitter Wilson to the plate. It'll be a lefty on righty matchup with the switch hitter Wilson in.
And we do see 2 strikeouts so far for Ferreira in this game. Obviously want to give him more chances to get back into his swing, knock the schneid off even more, and have him be a solid contribution. But Tyler Wilson, he's been much more consistent so far for the Miners. With a bases loaded opportunity and an easy hit with someone with his wheels, they're much less likely to get a double play.
And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Looks like a right-hander coming on. Maybe not, actually. It looked like he entered out of the bullpen. Now he's just going to run back, so it's just a meeting at the mound. The reliever down there for the Oilers, I believe it's number 2, Dylan Crowley, came right near the fence like he was going to come out. He's going to stay out there, and they're going to stick with the man on the mound, Bird.
It's almost the inverse of the Lance Santier, running off when you think you're done instead of running in when you think you're supposed to be on. But instead, all eyes drawn to Tyler Wilson now coming up to the plate, the left-handed batter for the Miners. Gonna be given the most important at-bat of the game so far. Only one out here in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded for the Miners. First delivery taken. Offered up for a sac fly. Might even fall down. And it is going to be fair. He's going to send him right behind him. Easily going to get the tag for the second runner. A bit hesitation there was all it took as Rando couldn't come across. Does get the first runner and only one out. So it is a one-run ball game, and that will be an RBI single for Tyler Wilson. But that bit of hesitation caused this to go from being a tie ball game to still a Miners deficit.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate break. Tyler Rando running for the plate just gets gunned down from left field.
Now batting number 2, Jordan Williams.
Now Jordan Williams is going to be coming up to the plate now. Still have 2 on. Inning isn't over just yet. They're gonna need another hit, which at this point just sounds selfish to ask considering how many they've put together. But this one has a chance to drop. Will be flown out to Garrett Pennington, the same person who gave them the big lead. Miners respond big, get 3 in the top of the 6th. Not enough to even up the score, but it does make this a one-run ball game. Heading into the bottom of the 6th, Miners back up on the mound. We're going to see if Evan Wolf is going to continue his stint on the mound. Be sure to stay tuned to see just who takes over. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th in what is becoming a shootout between the Miners and the Oilers. Miners responded with 3 big runs posted at the top of this inning. And now it comes back to the Oilers and Dylan Ditzenberger first at the plate. In order to put up their own response, the Miners need to make sure they minimize any scoring opportunities to make this a competitive game. Evan Wolf is still going to be holding it down on the mound. Put to rubber to start this inning as he also starts with 2 balls, 1 out time. Second pitch is going to be high for ball 2. Finally gets a strike there now. Hoping to dial back in to this AB. Wolf, after giving up that home run to Garrett Pennington, just hoping to make it a 1-2-3 easy inning. He does get a big swing there for strike 2.
If Wolf were to keep it the way it is now, it would bring up 9-1-2 in the top of the order to start the 7th.
Nice job there to stay alive. Was already facing a 2-2 count. Dylan Ditzenberger fouling it away. Wolf now. This one going to be sent to Josh Morozic in center field. And he's going to put that one away for the first out, falling into familiar hands.
It's going to bring up Trevor Antonsen, who's in the midst of an 0-for-2 day. He struck out and flew out to left field.
Antonsen didn't get a chance to contribute to that big run in the last inning. We'll see if he drew any inspiration from his teammates there as he takes strike one on a nice breaking action from Wheezy. There's going to be strike two.
Wolf now in the driver's seat, 0-2 on Antonsen.
Is that strike two?
Yes.
No?
That time, going to take him looking. Bit of confusion at the plate from Trevor Antonsen. That one was a nice delivery on the inside of the black by Evan Wolf. Able to take that one, his first K of the day.
That's going to bring to the plate the bottom of the order, 9-hitter Andrew Soika, who's in for 2 on the day. Struck out and grounded out to second base. Wolf 1 out away from giving the Miners a puncher's chance here in the 7th.
Giving them everything they could have asked for after a big offensive inning. Getting this one to break back in the zone now, 1-1. What a way to dial back into this game. After allowing the home run, Evan Wolf has looked lights out so far on the mound through these 3 batters.
So he goes 2-1 there on Soika.
Andrew for Owen Christie, number 11.
Owen Christie actually pinch hitting for Soika.
Now it's going to be 3-1 count. If your pinch hitter can get on via a walk, I always consider that a success. The title is pinch hitter, but he's going to take that one as a strike. Started to hustle over to first, was ready to get to running the bases, but instead he's going to have to take another swing in the batter's box.
Christie, a right-handed batter over the left-hander Soika.
And this time he will get the walk. Similar spot from what's been called strike on the previous strikeout. But this time it's going to help the batter move to first.
We'll move things over to the top of the order now. Coming up to the plate for the Oilers, it's going to be the leadoff hitter Cole Moore, who the Miners have yet to get out today.
Yeah, what a performance from the leadoff guy. Not only managing to get on, was able to come all the way around for one of their 4 runs scored in the previous inning.
Yeah, it was just 1 in the 4th and 4 in the 5th for the Oilers as their strike one to Cole Moore. Moore scored just 1 time on the day, but he's been in scoring position every time he's been at bat. He got to third off a single in the 1st, got the second off a walk in the 3rd, and then came around to score in the 5th off a single.
And Evan Wolf be the first to put him away here. This one it's skied up. Morozic underneath of it, putting it away. Miners respond big. Restrict them to only 1 man on, 0 runs scored after posting 3 in the top of the 6th. 3 outs remaining. Miners need at least 1 run to make it an extra innings ball game. Be sure to stay tuned for the top of the 7th to see what happens. Welcome back to what may be the final frame of action here in game 1 of 2 for today's doubleheader. Miners trailing by 1, only 3 outs remaining to make something happen, and JD Urso is going to be the first one to step up to the plate.
Urso will face a new pitcher, left-hander Dylan Crowley out of the Oiler pen. Crowley attends George Mason University. Crowley was a junior college transfer from Niagara Community College near Buffalo in New York. He had no stats this year for the George Mason Patriots. Going to work here looking for the save.
Teammate of starter from yesterday's contest, Mason Posey, who also goes to George Mason. So these two translating them talents into the Oilers.
Miners trying to get the leadoff guy on, JD Urso, who is 0 for 2 on the day, looking to do it.
Well, this one dropped, and he's going to get it down. How about another hit? That's almost top to bottom that these Miners went getting a hit or on. The only person that recorded it out came from a strikeout and a flyout.
As Urso singles there to lead off the top of the 7th. Remember, it's a doubleheader, 7-inning game, so this is the final inning of regulation. JD Urso, first pitch swinging. He's aboard, and with David Bermudez at the plate right now, maybe a sac bunt could be in play. He squares there and holds back. It's going to be 1-0 on Bermudez.
If you guys are looking for something to do on Saturday too, be sure to check out Yoga in the Park with the team. We had already mentioned it before on previous broadcasts, but how could you get enough of Yoga in the Park? You can see how flexible this team is in situations like this, responding. You can only imagine how flexible some of the other players, especially these pitchers, are. This one's going to really move Bermudez off the plate.
Yeah, Bermudez squaring, pulling back. Now he's ahead 2-0, and maybe the bunt sign's off now. If Bermudez can somehow work a walk, obviously that'd be better than a bunt.
Bermudez ahead 2-0 now. Still squaring up. This one almost flying out.
Oh, yeah.
And he is. He's going to get a foul out on that one as Novicki's able to lay out and barely glove that one. Went from a 2-0 lead to a first out of the inning. Miners down 1 and going to need some extra help from their 2 spot, Josh Morozic.
Yeah, that ball just really unfortunate there for David Bermudez, who was up 2-0 on the count, tried to get down a bunt again as it went into foul territory. Henry Novicki laying out to make the play.
And instead they're going to have a pinch hitter coming in for Josh Morozic, who's been consistent so far for the Miners. They're going to bring in Kevin Nakamura.
Maybe for some additional power here.
Nakamura looking for success as a pinch hitter now. Instead taking a called strike 1.
Yeah, we haven't seen Nakamura play the outfield at all. It'd be interesting to see what will happen. The Miners can extend this game, but Tyler LeBrun certainly looking at matchups here, getting a lefty on righty matchup with Nakamura over a lefty on lefty with Morozic.
Opportunity for Nakamura to work himself back into this batting rotation. This one might drop. Another blooper. This one going down or so. Isn't going to go around to third. Could have likely made it there with the throw away from the bag. And a solid leadoff. Instead, we're going to have men at first and second in a brief meeting once again as Johnson wants to have a quick word. After allowing another hit there, Crowley seems to be struggling in this inning with only 1 out so far.
Interesting to see Urso not getting the sign to go to third there. He had a good lead. Ball was blooped into right field, but just playing it safe there. Obviously, you don't want to make the second out of the inning at third with your lead runner. So Miners still first and second. Urso does have good speed, so anything to the outfield, he's going to try to score on most certainly. Rother, who does not have a hit today. He's 0 for 2, but he has walked. Be a good spot for his first hit.
Speak these things into existence, but we're also going to have a meeting
at the mound. Yeah, Oilers manager trotting out of the dugout. So the pitcher-catcher meeting, and then now trotting out of the dugout is the Oiler manager. In front of Casey Rother. He knows how dangerous the Miner right fielder can be. Rother down a run, has a runner at second, just 1 away. Miners trailed 5-1 back in the 5th inning, but they were able to scratch across 3 in the 6th, and now it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming on. Looks like a right-hander.
Talk about an inning for alternation. Right now, a lot of movement around. Not only Dylan Crowley going to be brought in and out, Kevin Nakamura brought in, and now a new arm. This time it's going to be Alex Weigel. Alex Weigel got the chance to pitch in the second game of the doubleheader the other day. Didn't really create much of a difference with the Miners ahead so much. But Weigel has seen multiple experiences against the Miners this season.
Weigel coming on to pitch now as Oilers are going to everything in their chamber. They're on a 6-game losing streak and just trying to end it here at 6.
5-4 lead, 2 outs away. 2 quick outs can make this an easy Oilers win. Miners hoping to keep their winning streak alive.
So they pulled Nakamura as the pinch runner, and they put in number 14, Ricky Nunez.
In case we weren't done with all the changes as well, Kevin Nakamura, after coming in as a pinch hitter, has a pinch runner come in for him. As Ricky Nunez, after a bit of tightness and soreness with his knee after a collision in outfield, he's going to be coming in as the pinch runner for Nakamura at first.
Yeah, this is Nunez's first appearance in about a week. He was scheduled to play in Game 2, but obviously getting a chance before then to get in the game here.
And now Casey Rother finally going to be given the chance once again to drive in some runs. After striking out swinging last time in only the last inning, you know he's going to be coming back with some sort of vengeance.
So it's over at second or so. Nunez at first. Rother at the plate. 2 on, 1 away. Miners down a run.
This ball going to be low into the dirt, but nice block that time by Johnson, keeping it from being a wild pitch and advancing the runners.
1-0. Yeah, Urso at second. Anything that gets by the catcher would be ideal. Miners would love to get a runner to third with just 1 out. Casey Rother, who certainly can put the ball in the air, could easily get a sac fly.
Could easily be looking for home run number 2 on the season, too. Rother awaiting the pitch. Urso getting checked at second. Pitch low and away. Ball 2 now.
2-0. This is prime opportunity for Casey Rother, who didn't take much time out of the box in between pitches. He knows what he's got now, 2-0.
Rother playing the smart long game right now, letting another one go low.
3-0.
Ball 3.
Casey Rother. I mean, I wouldn't think he's swinging 3-0 here, but crazier things have happened. If he sees a pitch he likes, he might try to groove it.
Hey, why not?
Just 1 ball away from advancing that runner over to third.
Force him to bring you a hittable strike, but instead just going to take a 4-ball walk. Bringing in Alec Weigel and immediately walking the first batter isn't likely what the Oilers had in mind. And now the bases loaded once again, 1 out, and Aaron Walters up to the plate.
Walters has got a real shot here to tie this game or give him the lead. The runner at third, Urso's the tying run. The go-ahead run is Nunez at second. And Nunez, brought in to pinch run for Nakamura, has plenty of speed at second. He's one of the fastest Miners. Infield playing somewhat in here.
Walters going to take a pitch on the inside, too. And Weigel now 5 straight balls. He continues at this pace. They might not even need Walters to swing the bat to bring across the tying run.
1-0 on Walters as we're going to get a timeout. Taylor Johnston going to take a walk out to the mound to have a talk with Weigel. Yeah, Walters drove in a run earlier on a ball that hit the first base bag. He was able to reach and drive in Bermudez.
It's been some real eventful final 2 innings here for the Miners, especially on the offensive end. Haven't brought across a run to tie yet in this inning.
This would be another big comeback win for the Miners.
Walters going to chip that one down. Rother not going to be out at second. They are going to tie the ball game, and he's going to be safe at first, too. Everybody's safe. Tie ball game now.
Attaway, Aaron. Good hustle up the line. Aaron Walters drives in the run on about a 50-footer past the mound. Weigel couldn't get off the mound quick enough to field it. The first baseman, Novicki, came up with it, kind of a delayed throw to first as he didn't know whether he wanted to throw to home, tried to throw to second, pump faked, and then went to first, and the throw was not in time. So we have a tie ball game here. The Miners 5-1 down. So the last 6 outs have tied it up.
And that's exactly why they tell you to hustle. Regardless of whether you think you're going to be out or not, Miners still have the bases loaded because of that and only 1 out in this game.
Tyler Rando, who doubled in a run, is going to get a real shot here to give the Miners the lead. Weigel working on the mound. He's going to be from the wind now. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Ooh, that looked a little up. Called a strike, though, 0-1. As he swings here, right side, that's going to get another run in. Covering first is Novicki, and out at first base is Rando, but the Miners have taken the lead. RBI ground out for Tyler Rando.
And now that hustle by Aaron Walters pays off even more. That extra out gives them the lead now. 6-5 Miners late in the game. And now it went from a rally back to playing with the lead. Nick Sorelli hoping to make it an even bigger lead.
That was an absolutely huge at-bat for Tyler Rando. 6-5 now. Sorelli fouls that first pitch off. How about the comeback hits for Matt Sue? This is, I believe, their 4th comeback of the year if they can hold on in this game.
They said they came here to take 2 today. Can't do that if you drop the first. Team's well aware of that. Sorelli takes a big swing there for strike number 2. First ball of the AV there. Weigel would love to get out of this with a strikeout now. But Sorelli trying to extend this and possibly plate another run.
As Alex Majors throws in the Miner pen.
And that's what they like to call your finisher. When you bring him into the game, you're almost handing over an immediate win. Majors has by far been the best closer for the Miners so far this season.
Sorelli goes 3-2 now. Still second and third for the Miners. Plenty of traffic on the bags.
Sorelli looking at a full count now. Gets some solid contact there. Going to be landing foul though. Just barely out of his reach in left field. Nothing for Pennington to pull in. Sorelli still in the full count. And now he's going to take a walk. What an AB by Sorelli.
How about that? Another long at-bat where he walks. Sorelli had one last inning, and he gets one there.
Had 2 in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday as well. Sorelli really bumping that OBP.
So Sorelli walks, and now the bases are going to be loaded for Tyler Wilson.
And this is the 2nd straight inning where the Miners have almost batted all the way around. Wilson going to take strike 1 there.
0-1 here on Wilson. He drove in a run on a single in that 6th inning, a 3-run 6th.
Nice block that time by Johnson. Could have at least plated 1 should he have let that slip past him. Waiting pitch number 3 is Wilson fouling this one away. Just happy that one didn't stay fair as it would have been an easy unassisted 3rd out.
1-2 count now as Majors warming. He's been really good this year for the Miners, but certainly an insurance run would help things.
Wilson now 1-2. Taking that one low. Ball 2. Still in an even count, but after walking Sorelli in a long AB, Wilson may be looking to take a walk too as long as he can stay alive at the plate. But instead, he will strike out. That will be the 3rd out, but not until the Miners can take the lead. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th after a 2-run push by the Miners. Be sure to come back for the bottom of the 7th to see how this one pans out as Alex Majors looks to take over on the mound. Welcome back to an exciting game here, heading into the bottom of the 7th. Being a doubleheader, this should be the last inning of regulation.
Number 30 for you guys?
Alex Majors.
Right now, but the Miners looking to create something even greater, a 3-game win streak against the Oilers here, should they put it together.
0-1 here on Taylor Johnson.
Alex Majors, 1-1 now. Has that 1-2 punch of the fastball and the slider, but one of the nastiest sliders you're going to see on this team. He gets it there, and that one's going to bounce right off of Rando's shoe. But a friendly competition from the two dugouts, hustling to see who can get there first. That time, Johnny Olmstead ends up getting the ball before Jared Sweeney could steal it.
Majors trying to close the door as he goes 3-1 there.
And starting off the final inning with a walk is definitely not the way you would go about it as a closer. Is this one
Grounded out to short. Nice play. Urso throw is low, but Walters comes up with it. And there's one away for the Miners here in the 7th.
Miners now 2 away from a 3rd straight win against Peninsula. Has another chance at him after this game, but needs to focus on these final 2 outs. Majors looking to punch them out by himself should he be given the chance.
The Miners can end it here. They would also take the series. So there's a little tapper in front of the plate, but goes foul first, 0-1.
So far this season, Majors 7 innings pitched. Only 4 strikeouts in that, or 8 strikeouts in that 7 innings. Now that's a nice sliding movement there. Just
Majors
pulls it from the left side to the right.
even in the count now. Majors trying to slam the door. Miners with a 4-run comeback.
Chipping that one away. Johnny Olmstead staying alive. And he was the batter brought in a pinch hitting situation for the final out the other day. Managed to fend that off for a while, despite the team eventually dropping the game.
Make sure to stay tuned for Game 2 of the doubleheader today from Kenai, starting about 45 minutes after the completion of this game. 1-2 here for Majors.
Going to be going another slider or so, going to collect it, but not in time. Could not bring it into his body. And that one's going to go down as an error, an E4 against JD Urso.
Yeah, he had it, but he was stumbling backwards and couldn't get enough strength off to throw it. And now the Oilers have the tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate. And it's going to be Novicki to the plate.
Novicki, been an extremely reliable player so far today for the Oilers. Hasn't really created much on offense, as he has an 0 for 3 day in front of him.
1-1 here on Novicki.
One man on, one man away. 2 before the Miners can call this a win in game 1. Alex Majors making it a 1-1 count now as the ball is low.
Majors. The side armor from Texas A&M. Trying to put it away here for the Miners.
Majors delivers and gets a swing for strike 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop in that slider now ahead, way ahead, 1-2.
He's not afraid to throw in the slider, even if it's a 3-2 count.
Remember, the guy on deck, Garrett Pennington, slugged that 3-run home run in the 5th inning, so you got to be careful of him in the on-deck circle. Quick pick over to first.
Majors has to get through Novicki first. Pennington, like you said, in the on-deck circle. Marsh still in the hole. Those 3 in the middle of the order provided a lot of stability for the Oilers today. As that one's going to be taken outside, ball 2. Novicki, before the series, hadn't taken a walk. Miners pitchers gave him his first walk of the season. Might be looking for another one here. He said he's going to foul this one away, heading towards the batting cages in the porta potty, off on the left side of the field.
Still 2-2 here on Novicki. Miners could use a ground ball. Urso made the error at second, which got the lead, or got the hitter on. John Olmstead at first with one away. He's going to try to look up for his mistake.
And he's going to take him looking instead. There's the slider for you on the outside of the black. Alex Majors gets a strikeout there. 9th of the season. Now Garrett Pennington is the one man standing between Majors and a huge save for the Miners.
Yeah, Majors there with that wipeout slider outside corner. No way Novicki was touching that, even if he swung the bat. Perfect location, Alex Majors. 1 out away from giving the Miners a big comeback win. And that would also put them at 9-5 and tie them tentatively with the Chinooks at the top of the ABL standings.
Majors getting ready. Big swing on the first pitch, but that one's only going to be fouled left of the third base.
0-1 here on Pennington. Remember, he's got some power. Had that home run, and it was no cheapie. He hit that a decent amount over the fence, over the left field fence off Evan Wolf in the 5th. That gave the Oilers their largest lead of the day, but they have since relinquished that lead.
Sidearm again for the slider. This time, ball on the outside.
The German Shepherd, baby German Shepherd. The puppy appears to be back at the ballpark today. He's taking a nap behind the plate.
I would be too. He's living the life.
Yeah, it's sunny out now.
Majors. Another delivery. This time swung between the 2. Will be no catch from Jordan Williams. And it's going to advance the runners once again. Garrett Pennington continuing to contribute to his team in this game. And now bringing up the big bat of Bryce Marsh.
Yeah, 3 for 4 day for Pennington at the plate. He's got a couple of singles and that home run. So he's doing it all on the bases right now. He's also scored 2 runs. And now the game is going to be in the hands of Bryce Marsh with a couple on, couple out here in the 7th. Miners infield going to play back. First baseman Walters is almost on the outfield grass, as is the second baseman Urso. Williams straight up at third.
1 out away still. Marsh checks that one. Going to be ball 1.
Marsh, an 0 for 2 day. Flew out to left, struck out swinging. He also had a sacrifice bunt.
That one far and inside. Might take a kneecap with you. If you stay in there too long, 2 balls to no strikes count right now.
No action down in the minors' pen. This is Alex Majors' game to either win or lose.
Everything could be decided with 1 pitch. 1 man in scoring position right now as he gets a strike. That slider, the movement on it is just beautiful, especially with the sidearm delivery. You're never totally sure what his final destination is going to be.
Alex Majors looking for another save if he can get it.
Same pitch. This time an outside corner, and he's getting some impressed looks from even the Oilers fans in the grandstand.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch, and now Majors right back in it, 2-2.
1 strike away from another save. Tried to go for the same pitch. Wisened up that time.
Runners are going to be moving now. First and second, 3-2 count, 2 away. So anything to the outfield is at least going to tie this game up.
This one just fouled away. Going for another time around on the Alex Majors mound experience.
Majors trying to pick up the save, and he's at as about of a deep of a count as you can get now, 3-2.
Gonna stop his windup there just to check on the runner at second.
Majors on the year.
Majors on the year.
Picked up a couple of saves, or 1 save actually so far. 1 save and 1 win for Majors.
Already has a 2.57 ERA as well.
That
Holding
ball's,
on to a moderate side.
that ball's fouled back away. 3-2 still on Bryce Marsh.
Now Marsh just doing whatever he can to delay being put away. Majors looking for another strikeout. Gets it there. That time it will end the ball game. Miners win barely. 1-run difference. 6-5 final. Through 7. Take 1 of 2. And another doubleheader today as they come back to win this one. A late rally in the 6th and 7th put the Miner over the top. And that's a team win top to bottom hitting. Miners giving it 45 minutes to turn it around and put it back together for game 2. I've been Sean Neef alongside Reese Lannon, and a special thanks to Christian Seelhorst for joining us earlier in the broadcast. Miners take game 1. Be sure to tune back in for game 2 where Reese will be on the play-by-play call. And we're going to see if the Miners can make this 4 straight against the Oilers.